Good evening. Scottish workplaces are braced for what may be higher than usual staff sickness rates this week as people return to work after the extended festive break. Higher levels of illness due to the flu virus and other winter conditions have already seen Scotland's hospitals treating more patients than predicted for this time of year. Aileen Clark reports.
Glasgow's Buchanan Street today, the fine weather bringing people out to the sales. However, for many this festive season, it seems the sales have been the last thing on their minds as they've been trying to fight the flu.
It went round, I would say, 5 family members, and it took about 3 weeks to a month to get totally over it.
Virtually everybody in our circle has had some problem. Even the parties have been decimated. They haven't turned up, but it's that bad.
In our workplace just now, it's there's plenty of people off just now, so you can understand why with this flu bug going about.
And you've not escaped it yourself by the sounds of it?
No, I've still got it.
With so many people falling ill, small businesses particularly could be hit, not just by sick staff, but in their tills too.
You might be in a business where you rely heavily on passing trade. So if there's a big chunk of your customers who are not at work, so they're not calling in for the coffee in the morning or the sandwich or whatever, then that is going to have an effect, that's going to have a knock-on effect, and that money's not being displaced, that's going to be lost to you, your business, the economy forever.
Hospitals this weekend are still very busy. Some scheduled operations for the coming week have been cancelled or are under review. The Scottish Conservatives say the SNP has failed to heed warnings about an imminent flu crisis. The Scottish Government disagree, citing their flu vaccine campaign last year. In Lanarkshire, where some GP surgeries opened yesterday to take the pressure off hospitals, the schools go back tomorrow. North Lanarkshire Council is hoping the big push it did a few months ago to get frontline staff vaccinated will show its worth this week. There seems no guidance yet as to just how long this flu bug will continue to spread here. But with those who get it often taking weeks to properly recover, then it's likely that staff shortages will prove a headache for many managers across a number of sectors in Scotland this month. It might be some time yet before the human population is back to being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Aileen Clark, reporting Scotland, Glasgow.
5 masked men have attacked a man inside his house in Renfrewshire before stealing money and jewellery. It happened yesterday in the village of Elderslie. The former Rangers striker Nacho Novo is expected to spend a week in hospital in Berlin after suffering chest pains. He'd been playing at a Legends tournament with other former Ibrox stars. Now, 5 years ago, James Oswald began to combine his job as a farmer in Fife with crime writing. Our arts correspondent Pauline McLean reports on an unusual but successful career move.
Like most writers, James Oswald divides his time carefully. There's his gritty Edinburgh crime series with Book 8 about to be published, and alongside that he's building a separate fantasy series with 5 books and counting. And don't forget the day job running a 350-acre livestock farm in Fife. It's a juggle, but one he enjoys.
During the lambing season, there's no writing at all. This time of year, when there's not much going on, I'll come up in the morning and check they're all okay, give them their feed, and then I can sit down and write during the afternoon.
The contrast between rural life and gritty urban drama couldn't be more pronounced. The latest book pitches his fictional detective, Tony McLean, into the thick of a city centre chemical spill. But it's here, on the farm, that James finds the peace and quiet to write.
For me, I think it's very helpful because it is such a different thing. I can dream up the most horrible things, and then I can come out here and get a bit of fresh air and deal with the cows and everything and clear my mind and then get back to it.
Initially self-published, James is now signed to Penguin and has a growing fan base. This coming year is set to be his busiest to date. But no matter how successful his writing career becomes, he's determined to hang on to the day job.
Who'd want to live anywhere else? And it does give me that break from the horror of the writing, the imagined worlds that I write, and then I can come out and get a little bit of peace here. I have the 2 best jobs in the world.
Pauline McLean reporting Scotland, Fife.
Finally, thousands of starfish have been washed up at Portobello in Edinburgh. Some beachcombers speculated that they may have been affected by Storm Eleanor. Now let's find out what the weather's got in store, and Cos at the map for us. Hi Cos.
Hi Graham, thank you. Good evening to you all. Well, it's another bitter cold night ahead. It was a bitter cold day too. We had some crisp spells of sunshine, but especially where we had snow on the floor, well, it was very cold indeed. And for this evening too, it'll be dry and clear with a widespread frost around. Perhaps a bit more in the way of cloud at times across parts of the north at first. But by the end of the night, quite strong winds across parts of the northwest and temperatures well below freezing, especially further inland. Tomorrow, perhaps the last day this week with some decent spells of sunshine around, but strong winds across parts of the north and temperatures around 2 to 5 Celsius. But we will start to see a change as we look ahead to the second part of Tuesday with much more in the way of cloud around, some mist, some murk. And the cloud may be thick enough, some drizzle and some light snow up over the hills and mountains, and some very strong winds across parts of the Western Isles and the Northern Isles too, and still feeling cold. That's your forecast.
And that's Reporting Scotland. More just after 10 o'clock news. Till then, bye-bye.